Bring us in, babe.
Welcome to
Coco
Coco Caliente.
No, okay, so Nicole and I have been getting in this discussion before we even started. And she said, hey, listen, our editor was saying we're too close to the microphones. Actually,
He said this a long time ago.
She said, she was pointing at me. She didn't say we. She said, you're too close to the microphone when we're doing our intro. And I was like, wait, hold up. Because I know that every time we do the intro, I'm close when I say, bring us in, babe. And then I scoot back and go, welcome to Coco. And then, do that. And Nicole's always right here. And she'll say, well, and I'm like, man, my ears are about to explode, but I don't want to say anything. We just go with the show. So
I didn't say, it was both of us. Maybe it was, maybe it was just me, but this was like months ago. And he was nice and said both of us. What's up, Colin? And also, I have been backed up since then. And I guess I thought that because you're so close when you say, bring us in, babe, that's where you stayed. I guess I'm not, staring at you to see, does he move back?
Yeah, so we're having a little discussion before the show started.
If we're blowing your guys' ears out.
Yeah, so we apologize, but we do our best to stay clear. And I think that was one of my biggest things from the beginning. Not just that, but just the sound quality in general. And I never want to talk about it because I never want you guys to talk about it. But us never seeing anybody say anything about the sound quality is such a great thing because that's what we try. We strive to make sure that this is very good for you guys.
Yeah, I wanted to take my microphone off of the stand and hold it today because I feel like I've earned it after a year and he won't let me.
No, because it's fun for 2 seconds and then her hand maybe won't stay in the exact same spot and start waving. And then next thing you know, you're talking like this over here.
That's what Caitlin Bristow let me do,
here.
and it was really cool. We were literally just sitting on the couch sipping wine, not like you have me feel like I'm like a broadcaster for news sports radio with all this equipment.
It's professional equipment.
I mean, you make me wear battery packs in my side belt. You make me
No, I don't. She's lying. Okay, she's lying.
Extra headphones.
We have extra headphones, but for guests when we used to travel. But no, for me, it's like I'm trying to be. My perspective is from the listener. Right?
Okay, so how about we sometime the next couple episodes, you let me do that, and we'll see if people notice.
Okay. But we won't tell them what episode it is.
Right.
Because it would defeat the purpose. It's like a double-blind study or whatever the heck they call it. You'll do it at some point, and then we'll see if there's a difference.
Actually, I won't do it at some point. You won't let me.
I'll let you do it because I know
no,
there's going to be a difference.
No, because then if we get reviews saying that it's bad quality, I'm not going to do it.
There's no reason to risk it.
Yeah, I'm not going to risk it. So Don't look out for it because it's not coming.
Now we get a message. I can tell she did it.
It's
sound quality sounds bad.
All
right, switching gears here because this is not even what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so today we have friends of ours on the show, and you guys may or may not know them. Dani and Dom. They were from Big Brother. What season were they on together?
Shoot, 13.
Well, brain fart.
13. Yes.
We're going to hear it in a second.
13.
And this is why we talked to them, so we learned these things.
Yeah, and Dani was on 8. Yeah.
And then she came back. Okay.
For 13.
But regardless, so I didn't know them so much before. So when I went to go to propose to Nicole on Big Brother, right? This was last year? The year before last?
Last 2 This
is like 4 years ago.
Shut up. No, it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah. And so when I originally planned to go do that, I talked to Big Brother, some of the producers over there, Chris Roach. Thank you so much. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I messaged him and I said, I just want it to be me and Nicole. I go in there, do the proposal. It'll be so awesome. Very intimate moment. He's like, okay, I'll talk to the guys, the other producers and whatnot, and I'll get back to you. And then, so he gets back to me and he says, what if we have other people in there with you? And I was like, well, what do you mean? Right? And then he's like, well, what if we got people from, from other people that you like, from the other shows that, maybe we're on with you or we're on with Nicole.
Other seasons, not other shows.
Other season. Yeah. From other,
Big Brother seasons.
Yeah, other Big Brother seasons. We'll get them in there with you and we'll do it. And I was like, Chris, I don't want to do that. I just want it to be more of an intimate moment between us two. And he's like, well, no. You'll have your moment. And then afterwards, you guys all eat cake together and stuff and celebrate.
That is cool.
Right? And then I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But I was still a little bit salty. I was, because I wanted it to be us. But then I was like, it makes sense. So, because then what? Me and Nicole are just going to be standing there, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's good that he intercepted that.
Yeah. So then I had to come up with a list of people. And then I was like, oh, who am I going to invite? Right? Like, I have no idea.
Who does Nicole like?
Who does not only Nicole like, but we like together.
Yeah.
Right? And then insert Dom.
And Danny. Well, you only invited Danny.
Danny. Yeah. Insert Danny, who came with Dom. And then that's where we met. And that's the first time I actually met her. And I remember you talking
so
to
I'm
her.
pretty much friends with the legends, you know? So, like, we had Danny there. Dom should have... He was watching their daughter, Tennessee, at the time. But he could have came in for the toast. Like, there was nothing. Like,
yeah, he could have come in. But at the same time, in my defense, I didn't know them.
No, you didn't. You just knew I was friends with Danny.
Exactly. So I didn't know them at the time. So now, obviously, I would. But at the time...
Now, yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they are really cool. And then so we also had Paul and Derek and Josh and Brittany.
And who else? Is that it?
Ooh, are we missing somebody? Sorry if we missed you.
They
probably don't listen anyway, so it won't matter.
I don't know.
But no, it was really fun. It was a good time.
What's hilarious is, like, Vic just, like, picked these people, and then they didn't know what they were coming out for. And so, how do you think they felt?
So,
do you think they were, like, disappointed that they?
This is how the Big Brother community works.
They weren't doing a comp.
Yeah, let me for the listeners that don't know how this works. So when they're going to ask somebody to go back to do a competition, they basically give you a call, be like, "Hey, we'd like you to come out to LA to host a competition for Big Brother." Right? Nicole's done this. I haven't done it, so
I've done it like several times. So that's why I was kind of fooled.
So then when this happens, the people that talk to each other in that Big Brother community, they start calling each other. Right? Even though you're quote unquote not supposed to, they'll be like, "Hey, what are you? Did you get called to do this, or are you doing?"
But let's be. I don't do this. Like, I have never, ever, ever called or contacted someone and said, "Are you also doing this?" Because for me, it's not worth it. I know a lot of people who get kicked off shows because they do that, but unless they're my really, really good friend. So I think where he's getting at is Brittany messaged me if I was going.
Yep.
And we had just gotten off The Amazing Race together, so we were close. And I was like, yes. And then she was asking, like, Janelle, and she was asking all these other people she's close to. So next thing you know, it's like wildfire. She found out Danny was going.
She amassed a list. And it was kind of really funny because I'm on this side, and Nicole's telling me this, and I'm just like...
Because I was like, oh, it must be an all-girls thing.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, crap. She's... talking to people.
Yeah, and so normally nobody would get a hold of me, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I wouldn't get a hold of anyone just because, I don't know, because usually it's just one person hosting a comp anyway. So you don't really think like, oh, is there other people? I don't ever, even when I got asked back to be a contestant, I wasn't trying to figure it out.
So now Nicole's confused. They're all confused, right? And then Derek gets thrown into that pot of people. And then I'm like, now I have to play dumb. Like, why would they call you Nicole and Brittany and Derek? And why wouldn't they call me? But at the same time...
Yeah, it was a lot of cover-up mess because of Brittany.
Yeah, and then I'm on the other side, like, telling the producers over there, like, she knows other people are going. Like, you guys are going to have to finagle this so, you know, they don't kind of... You know what I mean? So...
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but...
It was funny. I think it was hilarious when it was all said and done. Yeah. And then Brittany at the end... In California, she, even up to the minute before it happened, she had no idea. Like, even when they told her...
She thought someone was proposing in the house. She thought it was like Swaggy and Bailey's proposal or something. And then I wasn't there, but she was like, they looked at me like, what the hell are you talking about?
They tell like Brittany, Nicole is getting proposed to by Victor. She's like, oh.
And meanwhile, the whole time on The Amazing Race, she kept like asking Vic, when are you going to pop the question? Am I going to be invited to the wedding? So she had like us being getting proposed in her mind, but then when the situation actually was like click right there. I don't know. But I think it's good it didn't click because then she might have acted weird.
Yeah.
It was good that it was till after.
Yeah, she had already told everybody that they were going out there. So, I don't know. I think that's funny. All in all, to tell that was like kind of the behind the scenes of what happened leading up to that. And then that's what led me to meet Dani and Dom in real life.
And we really wish we lived closer to them. Yeah,
we have so much in common, and they're so funny and down to earth. I mean, they're really we really relate to them. So the conversation that we have with them now,
it literally, you get put into the conversation literally in the middle because Vic forgot to hit record.
Yeah, so you're gonna join the conversation, and we hope you enjoy.
Movie with there's like a family hanging from a tree, and like they were like dead, like, you know, they're hanging from a tree, and like I dreamt about it for like a month straight. Like it haunted my dreams. It was awful. What was that movie?
Oh my God.
I don't know. It was like in the intro. It wasn't even part of the movie.
No, that movie was scary.
Oh my God. Wait, what was that Haunting on Hill House? Have you seen that?
No, I just know
that was scary on Netflix, but it was like interesting scary.
Oh, see, so Nicole could watch that, but I like watching scary movies, and I can't remember the last time I saw a scary movie, because if we watch a scary movie, it has to be daytime. All the blinds have to be open and the lights have to be on.
And I have to have like 2 hours of prime time to watch something else after.
Yeah, and then there has to be a filler movie in between that's a funny comedy.
You're laughing, but you're the same.
Yeah, and so I don't know, it's just funny. And then I'll tell Nicole, like,
whatever.
I can't remember what movie it was, but there was like this, like,
okay, stop it,
something
Victor.
like that. And then all night I would just randomly do that, and then she would like, it wasn't even funny anymore for her. So.
I will go to my parents' house and sleep. I don't give a crap.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So that's where we are with that situation.
Anyways.
And we haven't seen a scary movie in like 2 months.
Whatever, Vic.
So.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming on Coco Caliente. We're really excited to have you both. And is Tennessee sleeping?
Yes, I just put her down.
And so
You just put her down. That sounds so bad.
No,
it's like shh, 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 shh.
Yeah, she is teething right now, and everything you hear about teething before you have a child, you don't realize, and then once you do, you realize it's really as bad as everyone says.
Yeah,
so hopefully she'll sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Coco Caliente is brought to you by Betabrand. So I was so excited. Nicole said, oh my God, we get to get some more Betabrand pants, right? Because Nicole gets them all the time. And I was like, wait, what? I get to get some? And I was like, I've heard how great they are, and I like them how they are on Nicole. And then I was like,
you wanted some tight booty yoga dress pants.
And I was like, wait, I don't think they have guy pants. And then she looked, she's like, no, they don't. So.
Well, they are super great. They're pants that you can wear to church.
Dress pant, yoga pant.
Yeah. Boom. You can wear them to work. You can wear them to anywhere that you have to dress up for. And they're really comfortable. I just ordered some new pairs. I got just a black crop pair. And then I also got like a plaid straight leg pair because I like weird like patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, they come in all different styles. There's boot cut, straight leg, skinny, cropped, and more. There's some with up to 8 pockets if that's something you're wanting. And there's also premium denim with this like flexibility and comfort as yoga pants. I saw those.
I just think it's so cool because even as me looking at you wearing them, you would never think they're like yoga pants. You would literally think they're either dress pants or like denim, or I guess those are denim, but you would think it's another material that's like stiff,
right?
You know, like normal pants.
Yeah, I like them.
But then it's like yoga.
Mm-hmm. They're really comfortable, and that's obviously what I like.
Our Google's talking to us as we're doing this.
Right now, our listeners can get 20% off their first order when you go to betabrand.com/COCO. That's 20% off your first order at betabrand.com/COCO. Millions of women agree that these are the most comfortable pants you will ever wear to work.
Go to Betabrand, betabrand.com/Coco, COCO for 20% off. So what's funny is I was talking to Nicole, because we're talking that we're going to talk to you guys, and I was like, so their kid's name's Tennessee. How pissed is Tennessee going to be when she's in like first and second grade and they ask her to write her name out like 15 times and she's still writing her name when all the other kids are done?
Wait, how many letters is it?
It's 9, and what's so annoying is there's like so many pieces of like there's these really cool rings that I want, and they're really pretty, but most of them it's like you can only have 8 letters or something like that. And I'm like, dang it! And one of my girlfriends is like, you should just hyphenate it. I was like, no, I don't think so.
So, what is her nickname? Do you guys call her 10?
Well, okay.
I tried to.
There's a story behind that. So we actually had her name planned out like way before she was. Stop. Okay, funny guy. We had her name planned out before she was even in existence, and we always referred to her like our future child as 10, and we'd always call her like 10, blah blah blah, and it was like so cute and this and that. And then once she was born, I don't know what it is, but she's just Tennessee to me. Like, I can't even see her as 10. And I told people before, like, oh, yeah, her nickname's 10 and this and that. Now when people call her 10, I'm like, that's not her name.
That's so funny.
But, like, literally, we called her that before for, like, a year. But now people do it. I'm like, that's not her name.
Someone called her Tenny or something, and Danny looked at me, gave me, like, this death stare. I was like, oh.
That's, like, the dumbest name ever. I can't have my child have a dumb nickname. Yeah.
I feel like when she gets older, though, she would probably go by 10 because I think it's cute because, like, she's the perfect 10, you know?
Aw, I think it's cute, too.
I thought it was cute, but, like, no, it is cute, but I don't know what it is. Like, I've heard other moms say that once you have your child, like, it's just their full name. I don't know what it is. She's just, when I see her, I see Tennessee. I don't know.
Yeah, 10 is cute until that high school kid that wants to hang out with her is calling her 10, and mom and dad are like, don't you dare.
Stop it, Vic. Stop it right now. Okay. You guys don't have to spill the beans, but do you guys already have names planned?
I'm sure Nicole does.
Unfortunately, no, I'm just joking.
Unfortunately, how dare you?
Where boy is named.
Let me, no. You can't, I don't even want you to even say it now because you just, So I am Victor Arroyo III, right? So our firstborn son will be Victor Arroyo IV. And for some reason,
cool.
I only say that because it takes the fun out of me picking a name, not because I'm like, I mean, what am I'm going to call him Lil Vic, I guess.
Lil Vic, like a rapper?
L-I-L.
Vic. L-I-L.
I just think it's so cool because he's going to be like a king, right?
Yeah.
Like all his stuff is going to be Victor Arroyo IV, you know? Like,
I think that's really cool, too.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. And obviously you have no choice because he's the fourth. Like, you have to. Okay, but get this. So Dom, if we had a boy, Dom was on this thing like, if we have a boy, it has to be Dominic Jr. And if it's a girl, let's name her Danielle Jr. And I was like, that's Danielle Ryder. And it was so dumb because I'm like, I don't know. I guess it from the start.
That's
so you
so
had to
funny.
ask them your grandparents, Vic. But I'm like, I think it's so conceited where you're like, I'm so great that I want to name my child after me.
Like doing that first initial step to junior would be kind of like, I don't know.
Right?
You have to be a certain type of person to like do that, I think. Because
But the fourth, I'm not gonna lie, the fourth is cool. Like, you just keep going. I get that. But the first one, yes, it's just like I love me so much that you need to be part of me.
Yeah, but if Victor Arroyo Sr., Vic's great grandfather, didn't love himself that much, he would have never started.
But
right?
that's what I'm saying. So we need the backstory.
I don't know. It's just crazy to think that, you know, if our son is he better be, right? He better be like, oh, I'm going to have the fifth, right? But just to think
some people do abruptly stop it.
Which makes no sense to me. But it would be so cool down the line, like if, you know, I have a grandson and then a great-grandson, and then it's like fifth, sixth, seventh, right? And it's just like, oh,
or if
my
you just
God,
don't
that's
have
crazy.
a boy, then, I mean, sometimes people have 6 kids and they don't have a boy.
We're gonna have a boy. We're going to have a lot of kids.
Or somewhere down the line, he marries a woman that just takes full control, and she's like, nope, it's over.
Yeah, that's true. There's people who do that too. Like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Well, Nicole,
Right.
You're not that
I
type
am
of
doing
person, so you are doing it.
I know, for sure. And then I do have girls' names, but like since I'm not even, I mean, I won't be trying to get pregnant for another year. when people have kids and then sometimes people take the name and then I'm like, oh, I can't name my kid that anymore.
Which has already happened, I think.
Yeah, totally.
A variation
you hear a name
of
and you relate it to somebody and you're like, oh, that name's ruined for me.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can't because now I feel like they're going to think I took their kid's name. So, so it's always evolving over here.
Yeah.
That's why too, when you think of a good name, you can't tell anybody.
Oh yeah, they're on lock, man. I don't even think Victor knows them. I'm just like, but they're a weird name. So.
Well, and that's okay because I told Nicole and see, this is a good compromise. See, I'm not just selfish. I'm not just like, oh, we'll have the first boy named and then from there on we'll figure it out together. I'm like, no, I'll take the first boy name and then you can pick whatever name you want for the next child and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's fair.
So I get full rights to the second child.
But obviously I'm going to say something.
I got full rights to any child ever.
She has full rights to everything.
All right, so we're gonna pretend, and something I've been saying more or less on the other podcast,
episode,
but
okay.
we're gonna pretend that nobody knows who Dani and Dom are, right? And so
that's pretty accurate.
That's funny. But yeah, so we're going to pretend that, people don't know who you are, our listeners. And so we just kind of want to introduce you to them. So kind of tell us who you are and
how you guys met and
how you guys met. Just kind of, your little backstory.
Okay, so if anyone ever asks me, like I make a friend and they're like, oh, how did you and your husband meet? I'm always like, through a friend. That's the whole story, which is technically true since Robin Cass, the casting director,
is your friend.
Introduce us, and she's my friend. I feel like I'm not lying.
It's way easier just to say that for sure.
It's a shorter story. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, he wants you to start from the top.
I know.
My name's Dominic. My wife's Danielle. We were on Big Brother 13.
But I hate when people call me Danielle, and he does it anyways. So I go by Dani.
Okay, we're Dani and Dom. From Big Brother 13. You were on Big Brother 8. Go on, continue. We met on the show. She fell in love immediately.
No, I didn't. That is a lie.
That's not a lie.
That is a lie.
Yeah, that's our backstory. Like, you liked me. Let's get real.
Yeah. So how did that happen?
Yeah.
So how did that happen? So you guys.
She took one.
He's gonna lie.
She took one look at me and said, "I want his babies." And that was pretty much it.
Okay, here's the truth: is I walked in the house and I was like, I looked around. He gets so mad, but I don't care. I don't care. I looked around and I was like, okay, either people are not good looking to me. I was like, that guy's cute, but clearly he's likes men. So I was like, I'll have no problems this time. And that was the truth. I thought that. But then I learned that you didn't.
Okay, so I will say this, and it is okay, because when I was growing up, in high school especially, right, I was so confident in myself, right, and how and how I talked to men and women, right? I was good friends with everybody, and I can relate, and I learned how to relate with everybody.
You're super clean cut.
I was super clean cut, and I would laugh and joke with the girls, and I wasn't trying to be all macho, and then I could laugh and joke with the guys, and people would come up to me and be like, "Are you gay?" And I'd be like, you know what? No, but I'll take that as a compliment. I appreciate that, but no, I'm not. You right? Yeah. And so I do not take offense to that at all. I'm like, oh, I like that. Thank you. Yeah. Good all around.
Yeah, totally. And you, especially like growing up in San Francisco, like I was around gay people all the time. Like I have tons of friends who are gay, so I never took offense to it. But when you're trying to get the girl, Vic, and she thinks you're gay off the bat, that's a problem, right?
Uphill battle. Yeah, that's funny.
I think Lil Juan also thought you were gay.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So when another gay guy in the house thinks he might be gay too, and then we're like, okay.
I do remember, like when you go in the house, you just don't know anyone, and you're trying to figure it out, and then you can be completely wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Dani, you said you were on season 8 first?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then you did presumably well enough 13. To come back to 13, right? And then that's where Dom was, and then you met Dom on season 13.
You had a big break between your seasons. What were you up to between those?
Nothing. Like, just went back to regular life, living regular life. And it was, I'll never forget when I got the phone call from Robin. about going back, and I was actually at work. It was like nighttime on, I don't know, a Friday or Saturday night. And she asked me like if I wanted to come back, and it was like a very last minute thing. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, I need to know right away type of thing. And oh my gosh, like I went in the back and I was like freaking out, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Like it was one of the best and worst experiences of my life. Like, do I want to go through that all again? Like, I just don't know what to do. And it was so hard to say yes. And I don't know, but I guess obviously it was harder to say no, because it was just one of those things where how do you say no to like kind of an opportunity of a lifetime that comes twice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nicole, what was your experience getting asked back?
Well, Robin did just give me a call, like I think in like March or something. And so it was kind of early, just kind of feeling me out if I'd want to. And I don't know, it was like so up in the air. They didn't know what they were doing. They just thought, oh, maybe you can come back. And then they met up with me in LA, and I was like kind of in a weird funk because like Hayden and I had just broke up, and I was just kind of like, this is weird. And so then I think they had second thoughts, like, can she handle this? Or is she, because I looked completely different. Like I was just kind of like, you know, a little sad and not like my peppy self. But then I finally got out of the funk, and they went through with it, but I didn't know until last minute. I think they called me like 3 months, or they called me like right before, and they're like, okay, you're on. So it was kind of like iffy to the last moment, whether it really was or not, who knows, but they make you feel like it is. Right. And then I had no idea. I thought it was going to be maybe like 50-50. So it's weird, like going back in and not knowing, like if it's even like people that you know, or it was weird. I don't know.
Yeah, you just don't know. Like you feel like you know more what to expect, but then you feel like they're going to get you more type of thing.
Exactly.
That's how I felt.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it was better to
like
not
you
know anything.
It more.
Yeah, exactly. So
it deserved to be got. That is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And Vic, isn't it so different hearing those experiences to how I'm sure you and I went on, where you're just like happy-go-lucky and like, let's do this, right?
Oh, yeah, blind to the fact of everything that's going on. Yeah, no, it is very weird to hear that they're going back, right? The second experience.
It's definitely different. You feel like you need to prove yourself more. Well, I did. I don't know. I felt like I had more to lose, too, because I was like the first time. I'm like, well, we'll see if I'm like the second time. You just don't know, but you want to play your game and do the best.
And Dom, what were you doing before Big Brother? What were
you doing?
Was I going to college? Do I want to be serious, or do I want to lie? I hate saying it.
He was a model.
You were model.
I will stick up for him and say it's not like an Instagram model, or when everyone says model, like he was actually modeling for big companies in this and that. But okay, so backstory, I'll throw this out there just to embarrass him more.
This is awesome.
So his nickname, which has still stuck with him all of these years from In the House, was so when I first met him, I was like, so what do you do in the house and stuff? And he's like, well, I go to school, and then also I model part-time. And I was like, I literally started laughing hysterically, and I was like, hold on. And I was like, wait, so you're a part-time model? Like, who's that, right? So anyways, I started calling him PT for part-time. And the whole house, like everyone started calling him PT, and I still call him that.
Wow.
It's so funny.
To this day. It's so, yeah.
You don't even mind it. Be quiet.
Well, I only said part-time because it's like embarrassing. Like, you don't want to do a model. Like, I'm not, I don't know. It's like,
so I'm not full-time. I'm only a part-time. That's so much worse.
So only on the side of
it's not as bad because it's not my full-time profession.
That's exactly right. Well, like, to be honest, like, I grew up in the Bay Area. So in San Francisco, like modeling's not like, it's not like LA or like, I don't know. It's very much like big profile companies like Macy's, Levi's. And a lot of times I was just in sales meetings, like all inside, like not even taking pictures, but with buyers and
just
like
hanging out in his underwear.
That's not true.
Really?
So like in person,
in person, he actually modeled underwear.
Right. In person, just walking around.
So wait, you were an underwear model, and you would.
I was a part-time underwear model.
Got you. That makes a lot more sense.
If you go on Gap.com, you can see his butt in a lot of jeans right now.
Oh my god.
Oh,
wait, so I need to clear this up because now I'm just confused. All right, so before Big Brother, you were going to school and you were modeling. And
That's correct.
And you were doing modeling for these big companies, but like for like their magazines or Like,
So a lot of times, like, I'm gonna go real into it. So if you're really like good at modeling, you'll make friends with, like, if you have a good personality, you'll make friends with all the casting directors.
Any other compliments you want to give yourself?
This is all me. But basically, like, I wasn't the best looking, but I fit. There's a sample size for all modeling. Like, the guys have to be like a 32 waist and a 32 length.
okay.
So that's like sample size for all companies. So if you fit those, like, they'll bring you in and you'll do a lot of internal work too. And then if you befriend the right people, they'll just keep you in-house. So they don't have to go like through your agency again and pay additional fees. So for me, I made a lot of friends with like the sales teams and like the catalog people. So I wouldn't be like taking pictures even. They would have me standing and like wear the newest jeans. And then so like Tilly's and Macy's, who were buying from Levi's, could sit there and see them all.
That's cool.
And it was just, it's super cool. And it's like stupid money. And it was easy. Like, you walk in and they're just like, oh, how do these fit? How do you like them? Like,
so meanwhile, I think that I'm like starting to date this part-time baller. And then as soon as I get with him, he's like, oh, I don't want to model anymore. It's such good money. And then we start dating. He's like, yeah, I'm over it.
Is that how you got on Big Brother, Dom? Were they like looking for a model or find you modeling or what?
I don't even remember initially. Like, I think they saw a picture in like a Gap store or something, and they like tracked me down. And like, one of the people told me like, it's hard to find like brown people, I guess. like it's true, you know, like a white or black, and then so it's hard to find like ethnically ambiguous people.
Yeah.
And they said, would you want to do this? And I was like, hell no, I've never watched that show. Like, I don't want to do it. And then I just ended up doing it. They're like, it's $500,000 and for the summer. I was like, done.
And then he made $2,000 and he was like, I got lied to.
Vic would have done that too if he didn't have a buyback.
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't have a buyback, right, Dom?
No, we did.
Oh, you did? Like pre-jury buyback?
It was pre-jury, yeah. And I was that annoying person that knew everything that was going to happen. And literally,
What's
like,
a buyback?
it's when they come back, remember?
Oh.
So the day or the day before that.
Shows how knowledgeable I am.
And this was who I was trying to work with. This shows you why I didn't do good my second time either. But I literally told him that either the day before or the day he was leaving, I was like, look, this is what's going to happen. I was like, you're going to go into sequester, and all of the pre-jury people, they're all going to come back. There's going to be either a competition or America's vote, and that person comes back in. And our season, literally, there was an America's vote and a competition.
Oh, wow.
That's so crazy.
And that's like, I don't know. Clearly, I just was like too involved then. Now I couldn't tell you anything about anything. But I told him that. And then he still lost. He didn't get voted in, so he had no chance.
Oh, they voted people in?
And they had a competition.
Remember that. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so they voted Brendan back in. But remember, because our season had only a couple people returning. So obviously, those people had more fans, you know?
Yeah. Jordan, Brendan, and Rachel. I have no shot there. Come on.
Yeah.
So what happened in the competition?
There was no competition. It was like
it was Brendan and Lawan.
Oh, yeah. Lawan had just gotten voted out, and then they voted Brendan back in, and Lawan sucked. So Brendan killed him. I love Lawan, but he was not good at that little competition.
Yeah, no, if there was no buyback, I would have been like the fifth one out of the house.
No, second.
Or second. No.
Yeah, it was you, Jose. Jose, you.
Oh, yeah.
You were number 2 out.
It was second, really?
Yes,
Wow.
Yeah, it was second
I was rooting
out.
for you so hard. Every time you go, I was like, that long-haired Tarzan, bring him back. He never died. It was great.
Couldn't get him out.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny seeing everybody's expression. It's like, you didn't get me out. You didn't get me out again.
I voted him out 3 times.
Vic, do you feel how I secretly feel where you're still bitter that you didn't have like a fair shot because there are returnees coming back?
Oh my God.
I can't.
He got voted out 3 times.
Exactly.
His story's a little different.
No,
I don't care. He still had a disadvantage.
Dom, is that you're bitter because you think like if Dani and them weren't in the house, you would have done better?
Oh, completely.
1,000%. I
Yeah.
was so like my season 2. It's not just that they had returnees like.
Power.
I'm going to talk badly, but I don't know how many ex-house guests listen to this. Like
nice.
all the returning house guests, and then all the new people were very conformative to what the returning house guests wanted to do.
Got you.
Like they were very
Also, mind you, when he was in sequester, you know, they go, here, watch these DVDs so you know what you're getting into. And he's like, nah. And then, like, starts reading Nicholas Sparks' books instead.
What's a veto competition? This is weird.
Oh, that's funny. So, Dom, when you saw Danny for the first time, were you like, man, she's a babe or what?
Don't say it. Don't. I'll be mad.
I was 1,000% into her. I'll be honest. I was, like.
This is the first I ever heard of this, so I think he's lying.
There's two.
He's trying to make himself look better.
There's two parts to this story. I was like following around like a puppy. Like I was so in love, like right off the bat. But also, she was like kind of running the house like right away. So I was very threatened. So should I tell them the good story? This is how good my gameplay is, right? So I realized she was kind of running the house. So it was like
this is like week 1 or week 2.
It was like week 1 or 2, and I was just like, we got to get these vets out. Like they're. So I walk right up to her, right, and I think I'm the man. I sit her down. I was like, let's talk game. She goes, all right, and I go, look.
But wait. This is at the point where like we are good friends at this point. Like we enjoy each other's company. We hang out all the time, and like I think maybe I'll work with this guy. This is where we're at. It's not just like a random person. Okay, go ahead.
All right. And I was like, look, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to win HOH, and you're going to go up. And I'm going to vote people out. I'm going to vote all the vets out. You guys are all gone. So you better just start working with me because you're going up. That's exactly what I said.
Wow. Power move.
That's right, Vic. See, Vic recognizes.
Yeah, he told me that he'll put me up on the block. And I was like, this has to be the dumbest Big Brother player I've ever met in my life.
Oh, my God. Vic did something similar.
Yeah, go ahead, Nicole.
Let's hear it.
I knew you were going to bring this up.
I was HOH first, and he was sitting on the couch, and then he's
I
talking
was
to
doing her a
me.
favor.
He thought he was doing me a favor. And then he just takes his shirt off mid-convo.
Okay, no.
Great move. Great move, Vic. I love it.
That had nothing to do with the conversation. It was hot, okay?
But anyways, he was telling me that I need to be careful because everyone's out to get me, especially his closest ally, Jose, who ended up going home that week because I was like, all right, well.
Didn't I do her a favor?
You did,
Absolutely,
but he wasn't meaning to do me a favor.
Yes, I was 100%.
You wanted your best friend to go home?
I was doing you a favor.
Okay.
All right, I was doing you a favor.
Oh, man.
He was already looking out for you.
I guess.
And she votes me out 3 times. I'm appalled. I just can't.
Whatever.
And the fact that you remember he took his shirt off means it was meaningful.
Well, it was like the whole clip on Made TV and everything, and so now I see it all the time, and they play like the music.
Wait, why are you watching it all the time?
Well, I guess I get tagged in it quite a bit. Well, yeah, maybe I do. Vicky, I miss his long hair.
Yeah, she does. She was so mad when I cut it. You guys were there.
Yeah.
Vic, I think you look good. I think you look good now, buddy.
He always looks good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I've lost a lot of weight recently.
Hair? Are you going to have long hair or short hair for the wedding?
I can't have long hair anymore. Michigan State Police, yeah. So.
Can I make a little comment here, Vic? I'm not trying to stalk you. I saw your before and after photos. You're looking shredded, bud.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
It was crazy. And I said this before, that before photo, like I'm sweating and I wasn't even exercising. I was just, the thing is,
the thing is that photo makes you look like you're really out of shape, and you weren't like really out of shape.
Yeah, no,
like,
I
that's
wasn't.
The thing
it was just
is,
really bad.
It is like a very crazy before and after. But
it is.
But like it looks like Robin mentioned something. She was on the podcast last week, and she's like, well, it's coming out this week. But anyway, she said, I don't even know the guy from the before picture. But it's like, it was still, it just looks really bad. But in real life.
I had a beard and, with clothes on, and I still had hair on my head.
Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't gain all this weight. But
how much time in between was that?
6 months.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yes.
And how much did you lose?
20 pounds.
I thought you lost like 30. I thought you weighed 180 now and you weighed 210. No?
But that's even not 30 pounds.
Babe. It is. 180 to 210 is 30 pounds.
I was not 210. I was 200 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah.
And was it just the police academy running you wild, or were you extra training you doing?
No, you live there. You live there, Sunday through Friday, and you're exercising every morning, and then you're on their diet, and so
he's forced to eat vegetables.
And the stresses of just being there, and so Yeah, they whip you up into shape pretty good. So
that's cool. What made you want to go into the police force or a police academy?
Just long-standing. My dad is Navy 20 years. My mom was in the police it was St. Tammany Parish Police Department, and my sister was in the Navy. So kind of gravitated towards that once I was stable enough to be in a spot to do that.
Once he realized that there's not a lot of jobs around here, and then he has a finance major and he had a desk job. And he just, it was not for him. He just couldn't sit still.
Yeah, so I was like, well, let me just go back into this public service thing that I've always kind of wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And now it's like a viable option, So. Right. And it worked out, cool. So I'm happy. But enough about me. You guys.
Back to you.
So Big Brother 13, it finishes. Right? Mm-hmm. While you guys were on the show, you left pretty early. So did you guys...
Yes, I did.
So did you guys just immediately start talking, right after the show, linking up? I mean, is this... How long...
Okay, here's the truth.
Oh,
this is a nice thing to you. See?
Okay, go ahead.
Hush your mouth. Okay. This is the truth. And I've only told my husband this, is that the day where he was getting evicted was the day I realized that I actually had feelings for him.
Aww.
And we were in the have-not room and we were saying goodbye. We were hugging for a long time. And I literally kept thinking in my head, I'm like, just kiss him, whatever. And I didn't do it. I was because I don't know. I didn't want it all on TV and this and that.
Yeah.
And whatever. So I didn't kiss him. We didn't kiss at all. And he left and stuff. But then for the buyback, when they all came back, and he wouldn't stop staring at me the whole time. And then he walked backwards when they were leaving, and he crashed into a curtain. And
Why
are you
okay,
lying?
now I got to clarify. So they had the backyard open, and they had these big, long black curtains. You guys are going to go out there, you're going to stand there, and then you're going to walk back.
Don't
blah,
lie.
blah, blah. So I'm giving her my look. I'm giving her the eye from across the backyard, and it's working. It's so then I'm trying to walk away and be smooth and keep looking at her. And so I'm looking at her for as long as I can, and then I turn around and the black curtain's there, but there's a pole right behind it. And I smack my face right into this pole.
Oh, no.
It's so bad.
How is that better than what I said? That's even worse.
And we duck in for cover, hoping nobody saw it, but everybody saw that.
So anyway, after the show ended, we hung out at the finale and stuff, and we ended up hanging out and just talking all night long. Sounds like we were on The Bachelor or something. We talked all night long. We were just talking and I don't know. I don't even know what I would have to say. He saw the whole show anyway, so I don't know what I would have to say. But we were just catching up and getting to know each other. Mm-hmm. And then literally from that point, we were kind of just inseparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah.
And were you guys both originally from California?
No, he followed me.
California. She's from Orange County. I'm from San Francisco area.
Yeah, so he moved down to be with me without me even knowing.
Oh, really? How long were you guys dating when that happened?
Oh, we weren't dating yet. From the finale, he told me I'm moving to follow you.
That is not even true.
You're such a liar. Both... He goes, I'm going to start modeling in LA.
Yeah, we were visiting each other a lot, and then I basically convinced my two best friends to move to LA with me.
No, you already were. You're lying.
Whatever.
He was already moving. He's lying.
I basically forced him to move to LA to be close to her.
He's lying. So he lived pretty far, and I had driven up to San Francisco a couple times to see him, and he had come. Did you ever come down here?
Yeah.
And then we went to a couple of the charity events so we could hang out with each other and this and that. And then when I don't remember what month it is or whatever, but we went to one in Virginia, and then we decided to have him miss his flight home so that we could just road trip all the way home.
That's cool.
From coast to coast. And it was
so fun.
It was super.
You guys got to road if you haven't yet.
That's something I tell Nicole because the only time we've road tripped is when I was driving up to Michigan, and we stopped and met up in Nashville because she was doing the red carpet at the CMAs, and so we did that, and then I was like, babe, just don't go on your flight, just ride up with me.
Yeah,
and she questioned it back and forth, and she's like, all right, we'll do it. And then we drove up, and it was so romantic. And then she left her purse in, I don't know,
oh, this was terrible.
Ohio. And then we kept Indiana, and we kept driving up. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then we had to go and they wouldn't send it to me because they said it was illegal, even though to like prove it was me, and it had my wallet.
It
ID.
was one stubborn manager.
It was the
next day or whenever
That
we got
sucks.
to talk to another guy, he was like, "No problem, we'll send it." Like, I'm so sorry for any of the trouble.
Stressful.
But yeah, we were.
See, doesn't that make a great story now, though? That's awesome.
It does. Well, you say that, but then the road trip from that point that you find out that you lost the purse maybe like 2 hours ago.
Right.
It was not a fun. Why'd you let me? Why did we even stop there? Oh my God, this is such a pain. How are we going to figure this out? For the next rest of the trip.
And it had my brand new camera in it that I had just spent like $800 on or whatever it was. And so I was like more worried about that. And so I was sick to my stomach because I was just thinking, oh my God, that's going to be gone. And it was in my purse. And so that was I was thinking as I just lost like so much money. But hey, I mean, somebody turned it in.
Yeah, somebody turned it in. We got everything back.
Thank God.
Nice person. Midwest people.
Thank God I lost it in the Midwest.
Yeah.
California, that would have been on eBay.
Refurbished camera.
Right. So like the second night of our road trip, we were driving through New York and I get T-boned by a taxi cab and total rental car.
God.
What?
Yeah. And luckily I had insurance on the rental cars, so it ended up being like just a fun story. But it was
go
crazy.
swap the car out. Yeah.
Totally.
That could have been bad.
And then Danny's awesome. She's super spontaneous and like fun with stuff like this. So she found this app where you find like literally the dumbest things in the world. So it's like we would drive to see like the largest donut and like the largest cross in like random cities and stuff. It was really fun.
That is really
Yeah,
cool.
I tell Nicole all the time. I definitely, because I've done it before, but just by myself. I did it with one buddy of mine.
And you did it with your little chihuahua.
Yeah, I had a chihuahua at the time, but I did it with...
That's amazing.
I was so excited. I was like, he's going to be my buddy. He just slept in the other seat the whole time.
That sounds exactly like Dom. On all of our road trips, I've driven the whole time, and I have so many pictures of him just sleeping next to me. And I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, exactly. And so I've done long road trips by myself quite a few times, but I want to go with Nicole, and because it is a lot of fun. You do experience things that you don't normally experience. I mean, you just have to have
so
time
much
for
fun,
it.
and there's so much. I want to travel overseas a bunch too, and I haven't done it a lot. But there's so much in America that people have no idea is there.
Yeah.
I've never seen, and it's so different being there and being part of it and meeting people. And I don't know.
The fainting goats.
We had so much fun.
We saw fainting goats.
Really?
It was amazing. Yeah, and we saw. There's a restaurant.
Wait.
There's a restaurant. Where's that restaurant where they throw the rolls at you? And we couldn't get in. I was so disappointed. Like it was like closed or something. But we drove like 2 hours to see this like restaurant where they throw rolls at you. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that because, like you said, and just anywhere you're stopping on the way, you've never been there before. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So
Totally. We went through New Orleans, Vic. It is a cool place. We love New Orleans.
We've been back a couple times.
I took
You
Nicole.
guys go to Bourbon Street or what?
No, it smells like puke.
I was wondering. I'm like, it's pretty overwhelming for me.
What's the cool street? What's like the cool street that we like?
The like hipster street.
What's the
Frenchman.
Frenchman?
Yeah. Frenchman. Yeah,
Yep.
It's cool there, Vic. We like it there.
Yeah, it's a really good time, and Nicole, she doesn't do well with crowds, so you definitely got to pick the right time to go. I took her one time when they were doing, I think one of the, I don't know if it was Jazz Fest.
Well,
I think it was.
you couldn't walk either.
Yeah, I know, but I've been there so many times that you know it's
so
like
crowded.
I can be fine. But but it is a really really cool area. It has a lot of history, but it's definitely a good time. My parents go downtown all the time.
The food is so good too.
The food is so good.
And the people are nice. Every time we've been back a few times and we love it so much.
I almost got arrested there, Vic.
Oh my God.
Of
Remember
course.
that dude?
Tell me the story.
He's lying. He's such an exaggerator.
Give me this. Vic,
Stop.
come here, Vic.
We went to let me tell you the story because he's gonna lie. We went to a Saints game, and so we always go to like games in all the cities that we go to and stuff. And we were going to a Saints game, and there was like, I don't know, probably a homeless man that he was buying tickets from, and he. I
was scalping. I scalp everywhere. Like it's just easy to do, right? And so I'm go up to this dude and I'm like, yo, you got tickets, homie? And he's like, yeah, I got you. And then so we're And I was like, where are the tickets? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've done it a lot. And then out of nowhere, he's like, yo, there's a cop. You're my cousin. You're my cousin. And I was like, what? I'm your cousin? And he literally starts freaking out. Yeah, he's like, we went to college together.
And the guy's literally like 65.
Oh my God.
And a cop walks by and he's like sweating, like clearly probably a criminal. Like, I don't know. It's just, he was freaking out. Made me freak out. And yeah, that's my story. We almost went to jail.
Yeah, there was no jail.
And
there was a guy on drugs. That's all it was.
There was a guy tweaking, and a cop walked by, and we almost went to prison. So
I was an accessory. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
That is funny.
But it's fun, though. I like that stadium, too. The Mercedes Dome.
Yeah, the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Yep.
Yeah, it's fun. It's so nice in there.
It is really awesome, and that's where all my friends from growing up are at. So I love going back and just hanging out with everybody, even if it's just for a night. So it is a good time. But so you guys get out of the house, you start dating, you chase her immediately.
Hunt her down.
You hunt her down, track her, almost stalk her.
It's called stalking.
Yeah, it's called
my number.
And then, so how long after that did you guys like move in together and then decide to get married? Like, what was that process like?
We didn't move in together before. He forced me to marry him early so that he could move in.
I need a place to stay. Will you marry me?
Pretty much. It was very soon.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It was quick overall. I knew like that was it. Like I was like, I'm done. This is it. This is the one. Like there was no like iffiness about it. So I was like, let's do it. I proposed on a road trip, and yeah, it was. How long afterwards?
It wasn't long. I don't know.
We got married in July 2013. So when would that be? Like a year and a half afterwards.
That's pretty quick.
We were probably dating for like a year and then engaged for like 6 months.
Nice. Oh wow!
I had to trap her, guys. It had to be quick before she could change her mind.
I'm stuck with you forever.
It's all true.
And so this is something Nicole and I were talking about. This is probably more Nicole's question that I'm stealing from her, so don't get mad, babe.
I don't know what it is.
But how, like, you guys watching Big Brother now, how it's changed, right? Especially with the more social media interaction and the type of people that they get on the show now. Right. And like, is it weird for you guys watching that, seeing like the show that you were on in just kind of a different light, or how does that feel for you?
You know, I think from my very first season, because I was always a reality show junkie. Like, I'm not going to lie. I watched Big Brother from the first season. I think I was like 12 or something dumb. Like, why is a 12-year-old watching Big Brother?
Yeah.
Not my child. Yeah, so like, I don't even know, but I loved like all reality TV and this and that. And then after like being on it, coming off, I just never looked at it the same. You know, I'm like, I can hear the cuts and when they're talking and I can see this and that's why I never looked at it the same after that. But then, I don't know, our second season from then, you know, like social media was not even a thing. Like MySpace, I think, was still maybe, or Facebook had just Facebook was just getting started. Twitter existed, but like it wasn't big at all. Like mine was like private and it was just not big. So now it's like a completely different thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you think?
I think there's like I think I could see a lot of old house guests look at it with a negative connotation, but I think you have to think of it in the eyes of like the newer people that are going on. Like there's a lot of people that come off now and have legitimate careers or at least part-time hustles that can make it off of social media. Yeah. So I commend them for that. I mean, I don't look down on it, but I definitely think the show is struggling with
I think all
keeping
reality
its
shows
like genuine.
Keeping its authenticity for sure.
Looking for just the social media part of it and actually wanting to be on reality TV.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like if you go on with the odds of most likely not winning the 500,000, you're going to try really hard to get yourself set up afterwards, right?
Yeah. I think the biggest difference was like people nowadays go on because they're like, you know, I'm going to be famous and I'm going to do this and that, where before, you know, like there was none of that stuff and social media didn't exist pretty much.
Right.
And I remember, you know, like when I wanted to go on, it wasn't for like, I wasn't like, I want to be famous. I want to be on TV. I want to do this or that. I was young, obviously. I was 20 years old, but I had graduated high school. I was in college and just miserable. I did not like it because I went to a really small private school from kindergarten till I graduated. So it was just like this world of just like not what I expected. I wasn't happy. And I was like, I just want change. Like I need some kind of change in my life. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to do it. And maybe this will help, you know, like maybe this will be just some kind of change up life a little bit and be fun and whatever. Like that's literally what I thought, like change and fun. It'll be a fun summer. And I don't know, that's what I thought reality TV was. But boy, was I wrong.
But I mean, I bet you guys can see this. I think there will be a tipping point where I think viewers will get sick of that and know that that's what people are going in for. And then they will appreciate the more authentic person that's literally just going in to play the game.
For sure.
And so I think that will shift naturally because, I mean, across the board, it's happening to every reality show, right?
No, for sure. Yeah, I see it all the time.
No, and everybody, when they get off, I mean, and I just see this, and I'm not on Instagram a lot these days. I'll get on every now and then to post something about me and Nicole or something. But it's funny to see that everybody on social media is, like you said, a model, an entrepreneur, right? They have a clothing line.
Right.
What are the other stereotypes? Whatever other stereotypes that's on there. But you know what I mean? It's like everybody's everything.
And another thing too that I find out is like that they're casting off of Instagram. So they're like kind of asking for it if you're finding an Instagram influencer or model or whatever they are.
To get more followers for the show.
Yeah, so then it's kind of like...
And the thing is, I'm okay with that if you're only doing like one or two people like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it also brings a different dynamic to the game. If that's their business, all right, that's job for them, right?
Yeah.
But not everybody.
Well, I thought it was weird, like on this last season, that Mickey was following Holly. They had never met, but like just because, you know, she's super pretty and she's on Instagram and stuff, they were like, everyone was following each other. And I thought that was so weird. Like, what a small world.
Did he know he was following her?
Did he say he knew? He told us on the podcast. He just said that he was following her. And
I don't think we got clarification on that.
Because I know, like, sometimes you follow so many people, you're like, oh, this looks like a good account to follow, and then you're like, oh, it never shows up or whatever. But if he knew he was following, that is really interesting.
And it's just weird. Like, it's such a... And then, like, Kat and Holly knew each other, and... Oh my God.
Seen her at a pageant or something?
Yeah, I just knew when I walked into the house on 16, I didn't know anyone, of course, and never saw anyone before. And it'd be weird going in and being like, oh, I follow you on Instagram. Or like, I don't know.
Totally.
It's different. And then also the Bachelorette field, I just started watching. I watched a little bit of like Hannah B season. But
wait, that was your first season you ever watched?
Yeah, and I didn't even get through it all. Because I've always just been
Do you watch Paradise?
No.
Oh, you're missing out, Nicole.
I've always just been like, I didn't get it, like them all fighting over one guy. But I will talk about, it is insane the following that these people get.
Yeah.
It
just
is
from
crazy.
Like 1 million people minimum. It's insane.
It is crazy, yeah.
I'm like, if that's what you want, if you want to make a business, just go on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, whatever.
And then start selling T-shirts.
No, not T-shirts. But anyways, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it'll change too, though, because Instagram's easy to monetize off of. Like, companies are heavily invested in advertising and whatnot on Instagram. But if Instagram's not the platform, like if Instagram dies off because people are bored of it, it'll all change.
I've thought about that so many times in my head. Like, what happens the day that they're like, all right, you know what? Nope, no more. And it just like shuts down, and people would lose their minds.
Well, I would definitely have to
You can no longer share everything that you want to share in this perfect life, in this perfect picture.
What's crazy is like on Thanksgiving, my Instagram crashed, and I just had the biggest smile on my face. I'm like, yes, I get to enjoy the day. You know, like I get to enjoy the day. I don't have to post anything, and then it ended up back up. But I was like thinking, this is great. You know, I'm not like, I like sometimes when it crashes, as bad as it sounds, but it's kind of nice.
No, it's true. It's so, like, I've talked to Dom about this, and it's so crazy how much life has changed where you're so dependent on your phone and stuff. And like we never used to be like that. Like when I was in high school, like I had a phone that didn't have, like, all I could do was
Motorola Razor.
Oh, the
like,
Razor.
You know,
yes,
I
had that one.
could call my grandmother to pick me up from school, and that's the only thing I could do on my phone. And now it's like you just find yourself always like checking your phone for everything because everything's there, you know. Yes. And I told Dom I told Dom the other day, I was like, we both, not that we're like horrible, because I wouldn't say we're horrible. Like a lot of people are really bad. We're bad sometimes, but I told him, I was like, we both need to like get ourselves in check and not be on our phone as much, like all the time ever anymore. Cause I don't want our daughter growing up being like, you know, my mom was always on the phone or my dad was always on the phone. Like, you're always on the phone. Like, I don't ever want her to say something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's hard not to be checking your phone. Like, I'm the Google queen. Like, if you have a question and you don't know, and Dom asked me, I'm like, Google it. Like, I want to know answers to everything. And so like, I'm always Googling things, but now I can just ask Alexa.
Well, and the thing is, I think that is okay, right? If you're using it as a form of like, it's your resource for information, that's fine, right? Because, and it's a viable, right? Is this food good for me? What's the recipe for this? Nicole and I were talking about yesterday about car dummies and car crashes and the actual, you know.
Yeah, because they don't use like women for car tests. They use men that are like way bigger than me. And he was telling me, I put my seatbelt on, and I was like...
Okay, now let me explain exactly what she's trying to say.
It could kill me because the airbag would kill me.
Okay, so now let me clarify in actual terms what Nicole is trying to say is that per federal regulations, there is no regulation that requires car automakers to use a dummy that is like the size and weight of a female, right? It's a standard male-sized dummy in height. But
that's absurd.
I'm actually shocked with that.
Yes.
Yeah. What about like teenagers and stuff too?
Exactly. So that's how that goes. And so then I did further research because we just bought a new GM vehicle, a Chevy, and then I did a research for that specifically, and a search returned that they do 20 different body types, right? So they do big and small men, big and small females, teenagers, babies, and families.
Yeah, I couldn't remember where I saw that they just used males, but I was like appalled when I read it. And then I brought it up when he was trying to make me wear my seatbelt.
Yeah, and then so I was like, well, and I looked it up and I said, you're right, but wrong as well, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, for things like that, I think it's completely okay, and that's what we should use it for. I saw this video, and this guy was talking about just that we're in an age of instant gratification, like Amazon 2-day shipping, right? You need information on your phone all the time, 24/7, and it's an addiction because the first thing that you do when you wake up is roll over, grab your phone, and look at it. You know what I mean? And then that's trying to get away from that would make it better, but it's hard because we're already in that. And if you don't have the information right now, you're not in the know. So
totally,
it's just this weird evolving cycle that's only getting worse, obviously. Soon it's going to be where you have this contact that's in your eye, and then you can look up to the right where the little search bar is, and then your mind knows what you're saying.
Didn't they have the glasses?
Google Glass?
Yeah, Google Glass.
Well, though, right?
Yeah.
I think they bombed. But
yeah.
I don't remember those.
My biggest fear with something like that is because I feel like that'll be in the future somehow, that you'll just be able to see it, right, without having a phone in your hand physically. Like they can implant you with some type of device, and like you can just call and you can hear it in your ear and just talk and they can hear you. But then like getting ads, you know,
like in your brain,
like in your like subconscious, you just have ads running in your dreams, and it's like, oh my God, this is crazy.
We do live in a place so where a lot of people, because I was thinking like for our wedding invites, I was like, can you just do like RSVP on the internet, you know, because that might be easier. And then I was thinking, and I was like, yeah, actually a lot of my relatives and family do not have the internet. So, I mean, around here, you are kind of, you're like...
You should see Dom's face right now. You could call.
Wait.
They don't.
Like, they don't have like high speed
Wi-Fi,
internet, or they have no
internet, nothing, none.
Can you tell which one of us is on our phone more?
So I was like, I can't actually even do that. So, and it's kind of, it's good in a weird way. Because then I'm like, sometimes I am forced to not be around that stuff. Like even at, I don't know how to explain it, but
no,
it's like,
you're right. You're right. It's like around here, some businesses, like I just want to look up their business and check out their website.
There's no website.
It's Facebook, right?
Or there's no website at all.
Yeah, or there's no way. It's just a phone number. But most of the times it's just like a Facebook business, and there's no actual details about the business, just like 4-star reviews and like 1 5-star one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like when we go on our road trips, Yelp is my best friend, and I look everything up on Yelp, and I always try to find little cute places to eat. And I don't remember where we were. I feel like it was in Memphis. And we're driving around, and I was like, oh, this place looks delicious. Let's look it up, blah, blah, blah. So we drive all the way there, and it's literally somebody's home. And I was like, I am not going into this person's house. Like, I don't care what it says or how many stars there is. It was so
That's
weird.
funny.
No, just come in.
And it was
Just
kind
come
of in the hood. Like, yeah.
It wasn't in like the safest area. So I'm like, I'm not just going up to this door.
So, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to change the topic so you finish. Your thoughts?
I was just going to say, on the flip side of technology, isn't it great? Like, we can start a business so easily. Like, we can look up things so easily.
Yeah.
We can find things so easily. Like, I don't know. I think there's like a lot of like harping on like our kids are not as social and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, like you're more social now because you can keep in touch with so many more people than you would that just like in your neighborhood on your bike before. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Dom loves technology.
So does Vic.
I do. The argument can be made both ways, obviously. But what I do like about what you just said about the businesses is that we are in an age as well where we're going back to, the farm or, the organic. And the only reason they can do that is because of technology, right? You can centralize everything so much easier. You don't need a big warehouse, honestly. A lot of times you can outsource most of your things, but still use the ingredients that you want to use because you can get things cheaper because of technology. And so I do agree with there are good and bads, obviously. I don't want to be a caveman either.
Right.
But anyway.
Oh, I was going to say, if you guys ever decide to move from California, then you guys can come live in the Midwest because you guys would really like it here.
Yeah, you guys can be our neighbors. We can just set up houses right next to each other.
The only thing is that there is no Whole Foods like close.
See, that's what I was going to say.
I know Danny's
that's our
like
one rule. Like, we love the Midwest so much. Our one rule, I'm not kidding, we're so pathetic. When we go on trips anywhere, the first thing we go is if we have to stay within the premise of a Whole Foods. Like,
Bougie. No. You make it sound super bougie.
Why? Because of a grocery store? No. Okay, first, Dom has a lot of allergies, and we like have a lot of different eating restrictions or whatever.
Yeah.
And we eat healthy and stuff.
We love Whole Foods.
We love Whole Foods. Why are you hating?
I love Whole Foods too.
Well, we like Whole Foods too. When we do travel somewhere we see that there's a Whole Foods, it's like, oh my God, yeah, we're going there. Yeah,
but it's more of a luxury to us, not like an everyday thing. Obviously.
So I'm a loyal Coco Caliente listener. Is it true that you guys have a grocery store that's like 45 minutes away from you is the closest grocery store?
No, we have a Walmart.
Walmart's 20 minutes from us. But if we want to do the mall or Starbucks or...
That's like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, that's like an hour and a half.
Who's driving an hour and a half for a coffee?
Nobody.
Nicole was super excited about a Dollar General that opened.
Oh, yeah. So now, I know, it's really pathetic.
It's
and they
right
have like
town.
Nothing that... We like. Well, I get my cat food there. Well,
no, I mean, but like if you need anything last minute,
$1 for cat food.
What? Yeah, I get like. Well, $1 for I get cans of cat food and I mix it with dry food because they're stray cats and that's what they want.
Oh yeah, I saw that cat on your Instagram.
Yeah, that one's mean.
Let me clarify and make this very, very clear. I wanted 0 cats. Let alone stray cats. Okay?
But when we do have our farmhouse, we are taking in all the cats, everybody, and the dogs, and everything.
Okay, but we're not.
Are you not a cat person, Vic?
I am not a stray animal person. I think that's where that comes into play. Because you just don't, I mean, I don't mind like adopting an animal and stuff like that, but like stray animals, especially stray cats, they just multiply and you don't know what they're carrying.
So far they haven't multiplied and I'm very sad because I want them to have
multiplied.
babies.
We started with one and now we have 3.
Feeding them everywhere all the time.
Yeah,
we
I want to have babies.
Raccoons outside of our old place.
Yeah.
What's that thing called? Nicole, my mom took in a stray cat once and it had this thing where it like, and it gave you like red dots all over your body, and like my whole family broke out.
This is what Victor's dad was just talking about.
See, and
did any of them die?
We were close.
No, see, if you get red dots, you'll be fine.
And I didn't take it. They don't scratch me or bite me. Thank goodness.
Okay. But I'm just saying, we started with 0. Nicole started feeding 1.
I have 3.
And then another one showed up.
God.
And now we have 3 cats, okay? Yeah. And I don't like it. and they're not, it's like they don't even care. Like I'll walk out there and they'll just look at me
What's
like,
hilarious
oh, hi.
is the one that you saw in my story is so mean. She took over this extra large heating mat, so now the cat that like I pet and is really nice and I've had for a year is not allowed near her because she just she's so mean. And so I bought this other cat, a $60 heated little house that it can go into.
This is where my problem lies.
And it won't use the little house.
See, okay, and it wasn't
Do the other ones use them?
No, nobody will go into the house. I don't know if it's because they're stray cats and like they're afraid of being enclosed, but the review said all their stray cats went in there. So now I'm like, what do I do with this thing?
Yeah, and so this is where I'm going to interject, right? At first, it wasn't a problem. When Nicole was just buying... Well, for me, it was a problem, but I let it go. The cat food, right? Every week, buying cat food. Okay, I can do that. I feel better, right? We're feeding these 3 stray cats. And then she starts buying beds. It's like, okay, do they really need beds? Yes. Is this necessary? She buys beds. Okay, we buy beds. And now she buys this house, and she's like, Victor, I need you to set up this house and connect it to the electricity in the house because it has a heating pad inside. And I'm like, okay, now what? And then today we go to the store, and she's like, I got some toys for the cats.
Christmas gift.
And I'm like, babe, you can't.
Get their own stockings on the house.
Oh, my God.
I feel you, Nicole. I would just exactly.
Yeah, because I see the poor cats playing with the leaves and like weeds outside. I'm like, these cats need some toys.
They do not. They let them play with the leaves. Whatever. Let them chase the rats, whatever it is.
Oh my God, Victor.
Vic, I'm married 7 years in January. This is a losing battle, buddy. You just let her. You take control here and just go with it.
Just go ahead. Just wipe the bank account clean, babe. Just go ahead. Buy whatever your heart desires for the cat. Buy 15 more cats. I don't care at this point.
That's exactly right. There you go.
That's bad.
Anyway, so we're going to transition now, and we don't normally do this with our guests. So you should feel very, very special.
Uh-oh.
Now we're scared.
We'll do our weird or normal segment with you guys to get your opinions. So we do.
Oh, I love these.
Yes.
Okay.
Butter should not be left out.
Thank you. And yes. That is.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, so I guess this isn't really a weird or I don't know, it's not weird or normal, but what do you guys do when you're going into a bathroom stall or bathroom? Do you guys like go in a certain stall every time? Do you use the first stall? Do you use the big stall? Do you use the middle? Are you weird about it? Or do you go in and out and try to find the cleanest stall? Like, what do you do?
Well, now that I have my little baby with me everywhere I go, I always am in the big stall. Because we need more space. So that's a given for me. Okay. But I think I've always actually taken the bigger stall just for more room.
Nope. That's the wrong answer.
Rude.
I actually have done research on this.
And I was going to say the same. I was waiting for everybody to answer to give my scientific response, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
I have factual information here. So I read an article once that said the first stall is always the cleanest because people skip it. So I always go in the first stall.
And I skip.
I feel like people always go to the first one.
No,
that's
Well, I use the second. I skipped the first stall. I felt like everyone used it, so I was always in the second stall until Mariah filled me in on this information that the first stall is the cleanest, and so now I've been using the first stall.
So now is the first stall the cleanest?
No, because if everybody's using it.
See, that's what throws me, is if the article went very popular.
Let's all just drop our deuces in the first stall.
Okay, but are you guys a handle toucher? Like, do you actually touch the handles on the way out, or do you take a paper towel and cover?
Like the door handle of the bathroom itself, or like the handles of like where you flush and all that?
Everything. We don't touch anything.
Walk me through this, Vic. Let me hear the whole process.
Yeah,
because I don't mind touching things when I'm in the bathroom because then I'm going to wash my hands. But then as soon as I wash my hands, I don't want to touch anything.
Oh, I can't touch anything there. I literally just think of people like peeing on their hands or like touching toilet paper with pee and then touching the handles and stuff. I don't touch
like
anything.
Wiping their ass and then like ripping through the toilet paper and getting some poop on their fingernail.
You girls are actually very spoiled. You've never seen a men's bathroom.
No, you've never seen a woman's restroom.
They can be
restrooms worse. I think.
No.
Okay, Google it. Ask Alexa.
I
guarantee you, women's are grosser than men's.
Okay, but until you've seen splatter on the wall and like all over the back of the toilet, I've seen that like several times, and it's like the guy. It's almost like the guy had explosive diarrhea but couldn't sit down and like his pants came off as he was sitting down, and he just like hosed the wall,
and then just started spinning as he's going. Like,
Oh my god.
Okay,
wait, so do you guys use the hand heaters?
Okay, so there's a thing. There's a thing about that. Okay,
No.
so I just recently read. So yes, I did before, but I just recently read that now, since
It's worse.
yes,
Yeah.
because there's bacteria sitting inside that heater because of the moisture in there and the heat, and it grows. And then once the air starts blowing out, it blows all that bacteria right into your hands.
You knew that. I told you that.
I thought it was better for the environment, so I always stuck with it.
No, it's disgusting.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think about it that way, and I was like, "Oh my god, that makes so much sense."
You guys
Warmth and all that.
think about it too much. You guys are gonna get sick because you're so worried about germs. I touch the handles. I wash my hands. I just wipe them on my pants, and I get the hell out of there.
And then she touches everything else on the way.
Then you touch the handle on the way out?
Yes.
Nicole? We need to go. That's it.
I'm shaking your hand again. You're never allowed to hold my baby.
Oh yeah,
We're both
a registered
literally
nurse.
disgusting.
Well, what do you touch it? What do you touch it with if you don't
like
have
your
paper
shoulder.
towel?
You use a paper
If
towel
there's
to
no paper
close
towel, you
it.
can use anything. Sometimes I use
jacket?
my
No,
foot
I don't
and
even
balance on
think-
one foot.
I don't think about not touching the handle.
I just think
Oh,
it's
it's
nasty.
Think about how many people don't wash their hands and just go out and grab that bad boy on the
After
way out.
peeing on their hands.
You know, so this is, and so I'm going to get back to the stall situation here in a second. But
Vic, do you think less of Nicole right now?
oh yeah, no. I already do this with Nicole all the time, and she thinks I'm ridiculous.
No, he means because I touch the handles.
Oh, but there's other things that you do as
Because
well.
she currently has someone else's urine on her hand.
100%. Yeah, and then she'll pick at her teeth. But
Stop, Victor.
no, but like for example, we'll go bowling, right? We're gonna say, oh, like tonight we're gonna go bowling, right?
Yeah.
And I will make it a point to grab my bowling ball, right, and my stuff to put it in the car so we can go bowling. And I'll be like, Nicole, grab your bowling ball. She's like, yeah, I don't feel like it. And I'm like, babe, grab your bowling ball. She's like, no, I really don't feel like it. And then I got to go explain. I was like, so this is what you're going to do when you go to the bowling alley.
Because not just because I don't feel like it, I have to go to the bowling alley because I'm on a league. Ask them to unlock the door, unlock my locker,
God
and
forbid.
get the ball out. Like it's not at our house.
But it's also not 15 minutes away. It's 2 minutes away.
Whatever.
It's like the next street over from our house.
Shut up.
And then so I got
That's true.
I got to explain to Nicole, it's like, we're going to go to this bowling alley, and there is a guy or a lady that just, she sneezed on her hand, she had the flu, and then she probably went to the restroom, didn't wash her hands, and she was bowling all night with that bowling ball, and then now you're going to grab that bowling ball and go bowl, and then like probably wipe your face, eat something, and I'm just like, and then she's like, okay, we can go grab my bowling ball.
Yeah, I get that. I just don't think about it.
Yeah.
We haven't been bowling in years, but like as soon as you said that after this conversation, when you said bowling ball, I was like, oh my gosh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, and I was really bad because before I didn't have a bowling ball until I got here. But what would happen was I'd go bowling and I wouldn't touch my face. I wouldn't eat anything. I'd just wait until bowling's over and then go wash my hands and then can do my normal stuff. Like I wouldn't even touch my phone. Like I don't even want to mess with my phone right now.
But when we did talk to the doctor on the podcast, he did say that like kids who have animals or like you let them play in the dirt and get kind of dirty type thing, they don't get as sick as they don't get as sick, So
they
if
build their immune system.
Yeah, so it is important to do that. Not to touch door handles.
Go ahead and
whatever.
take Tennessee and just drag her through some trash and touch on the door handles. It'll really build up her immunities.
Go to the second stall.
Go ahead, climb up there.
Are you guys gonna? You guys make the most beautiful babies. Are you guys planning on having more?
We're thinking. We're I don't know.
So you might just have one. It's a possibility.
We don't know.
There's no comments.
Yeah, it's one of those things too, where like you have all these ideas going in. I wanted 6 children. I wanted a huge family.
I almost broke up with him when he told me that.
And then you have a kid and you experience it, and like I don't know. We just love her so much, and we're so happy with her that we haven't been like, oh, I really want another one right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're just so obsessed with her.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's fair enough. Well,
how many do you guys want?
I
Vic
want
wants 4.
Yeah, I want 4.
Oh,
I know, until we have one.
If they're all boys, will you name them all after you or only the first one?
Yeah.
Well, really, and that's, too bad for all the other ones, but only one can be named Victor.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the tricky thing.
But would you love him more?
If you have 4 girls, you're going to keep going till you get a Victor.
That's what he would make me. That sounds terrible.
100%. Yeah. So
he would make me.
she knew what she signed
I
up
already
for.
know. Like, I've seen the future. I feel like I know my first 2 kids are going to be boys. I just have this feeling.
I've seen the future.
I can just tell.
Oh,
like, if I could prefer, I would want girls, and so I know I'm going to have 2 boys. I just know it.
Girls are so much fun.
I know.
I don't know. I always thought like being a boy mom would be fun and everything, but I really wanted a girl. Like I always did. And then once having a girl, I'm not joking you. Like, I cannot imagine having a boy. Like, it sounds horrible to me, which I'm sure, like every boy mom loves them and this and that. But like, there's something about girls. Like, she's just my little like mini me best friend. Like, does everything I do. Like, I can't imagine having a boy.
Yeah. I'm worried about having a boy because I feel like when they get older, they're not like good at sharing their emotions and stuff. And I'm going to be like a smother mother, I feel like. Just like
airplane mom.
Want to know everything. And I feel like they hold their feelings in like heartbreak and stuff. I don't know. I just seen it with my brother. And I think they just like, oh, I can't talk about it. I got to be tough. And so I worry about when they get like older, like having boys and just like, they're not telling me everything, I don't know. It's like the weird I'm worried about when they're 13, 14 going through breakups and they're just like too cool to talk about
My
it.
14-year-old son is really giving me a headache right now. And I don't even
my God. I'll watch like a movie or a show and there'll be like a daughter going off to college and I'll start crying and I'm like, I don't want her to leave me. It's horrible.
Well, that's what I feel about having a little girl is that I will never be able to say no because she's daddy's little girl. And that's my biggest fear, right? That Nicole's constantly going to be mad at me because she'll say no. And then they'll come over to me and I'll be like, yes, baby, anything you want. What do you need? Oh yeah, we'll do it. Just don't tell your mom,
Whatever. She turns out wild. That's your fault.
But yeah, so that's where we're at with that. But thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show with us.
This was a great episode.
It's a great episode. Oh, it was so organic. And you guys are so much fun. I can't wait to hang out with you guys again.
In real life this time.
Well,
hold on. Dom's been dying to throw something at Vic.
Go ahead. Do it.
He planned it out and thinks it's the greatest thing ever.
Here we go.
Hey, Vic, is there no Spanish word of the day today?
Oh,
okay.
No, it's okay. I have an Italian word of the day. Someone needs to quiz you.
All right.
And I just want to throw in that he does not speak Italian.
Try to learn.
All right, here we go. Yeah, go for it.
Are you ready, Vic?
Italian word of the day.
Domani.
Mm-hmm.
That sounded so professional, like Google was speaking.
I listened to this a lot before. I'll put it in a phrase. Domani pomeriggio. Domani.
I don't think you said the other one.
I'm pretty sure I did. I hope there's an Italian lesson.
Is that?
Can we get a hint?
I don't know if that's like tomorrow or Sunday.
Oh, that's correct.
It's tomorrow, right? It's tomorrow.
That.
Yeah.
How did you get that?
I'm so impressed.
That's annoying, Vic.
So
that is so annoying.
You literally just ruined Dom's day. He's like, I'm gonna stump him.
He ruined mine too.
Tomorrow. So, fun fact: I lived in Italy for 5 years. And that word sounded very familiar. I told him that he should have went
with Tagalog.
I know, I should have my other half.
That word. So, obviously, when you don't live there anymore, you kind of lose it because you don't use it, right? But that word sounded so familiar that I was like, man, that's either tomorrow or it was either tomorrow or Sunday just because Domingo in Spanish is Sunday. But I was like, I don't think it's Sunday. I think it's tomorrow. So,
how was your experience living in Italy? Is it awesome?
It's amazing. But I left when I was 14. So I have a lot of amazing memories, I want to take Nicole and like make like some adult memories over there.
Right. I love Italy. I want to go so bad.
You've never been to Italy.
Hey, I've watched a lot of Italian movies. All about the culture.
When we were on Big Brother, Dom, because he was obviously getting kicked off very early, he told me, he's like, I don't even know if I'm going to see you at the finale because I'm going to pack some backpacks and I'm going to move to Italy for a year. So I'm like, who is this spontaneous guy? Like, I'm so into this. It's not. No, he hates airplanes. He'll never fly. That's why we road trip. He'll never leave America.
Might have to take a long cruise.
So you don't like to fly at all, Dominic?
I get severely motion sick.
He's already scared of coming to your wedding.
I was gonna say, are you guys? You cannot drive here.
No. Dramamine is gonna be your friend. Yeah, Dramamine.
We have to go to a wedding in New York. I shouldn't say we have to. We're gladly going to a wedding in New York.
We are forced.
In April, and I'm not getting every day. He starts sweating profusely, and he's just like, I'm so stressed out. I'm like, why? And he's like, April's coming. And meanwhile, though, Tennessee's going to be a little over a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So and it's going to be her first flight, and it's like 6.5 hours from us. Like, that's a real long first flight. And dealing with my husband who gets plane sick, sweating, like freaks out.
You're gonna be taking care of Dom. Yeah.
I don't even know what to do. I might put him in another aisle.
There's two pieces to this puzzle. Okay, I get motion sick, so there's nothing you can do about it. Like if the plane's like turbulence, like a ton of that's it. I'm just done.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, it's also super embarrassing to be throwing up on a plane.
It's also super embarrassing to be next to the person with them throwing up on the plane.
So I don't mind the experience, but so we're going to Vegas, and the plane is the worst flight ever.
This is just one of his flights.
So I'm just yakking my brains up on this plane. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to apologize to the woman next to me, but then at the same time, Danny's like, "Oh, you're jacked up. That smells bad."
You're such a liar. That was in the cab, right? That wasn't in the plane.
It's not like I have
so supportive.
Yeah, it's not like I have a registered nurse next to me to care for my
He loves bringing up the Vegas flight for some reason. We've been on a million flights where he gets really sick and then has to lay on the floor for 3 hours and not move. But he likes bringing up the Vegas flight strictly because it was my birthday trip. And so I was so excited. It's let's have drinks on the plane. Let's do this, do that. And he's literally throwing up in my lap all over the plane.
God.
We couldn't.
It was in a bag. It was not in your lap.
We couldn't leave the airport. It was horrible. And then he's like, "Why aren't you taking care of me?" And I'm like, "It's my birthday."
So does the medicine doesn't even help you?
If the plane rocks enough, no, nothing helps. I just throwing up everything.
Motion sickness does suck. I get car sick real bad. When I got picked up for 18 at the airport by the driver, we had to pull over on the highway, and I just puked. But I don't get it. I don't get it on a plane, which is weird.
I get super car sick, but I don't get plane sick. Yeah, I can get car sick when I'm driving. Even I get real car sick.
I've never experienced that, but
he won't go on a cruise or anything.
I don't get anxious or nervous about it, but it's just I know I won't be good company. I'm going to be throwing up the whole time.
You lie. You get so nervous.
The cruises, I've only been on one, I guess, and it was not great. I just think it was just I don't know, you feel trapped, and it's just buffet food, and it's just, you don't really get to even explore much, and then they go so slow on the way back, you get sick. You'll be sick for sure.
I'm excited. I want to go on a cruise.
Thanks, Nicole. I guess I'm never going on a cruise.
Yeah, I want to go on a cruise, and every time she says that, I'm like, it was just the one experience that you had. Don't ruin it, right? Don't think
that... Have you not seen Titanic? That's real.
That was just unlucky, and we're not going to take a cruise through the Arctic. Okay, I think we'll be all right.
Oh,
I'll be praying. I'll pray for you guys. I'll pray for you.
I'm not going. So.
There you go.
But yes, thank you guys. Thank you. You guys are such a breath of fresh air, and we appreciate you guys being on the Coco Caliente podcast as our special guest. And we'll definitely obviously see you next year, a little earlier than this time, but not far off from now. And yeah, hopefully we see you before then.
Yeah. I mean, if we come out to California, we'll let you know. But honestly, we have not gone anywhere in a long time. And I'm
6 months to be exact.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, we're homebodies, so.
Yeah.
Are we.
Can I just say, you guys are so impressive on your podcast. You guys are really good podcasters. I'm a podcast junkie, and you guys are really good, both of you.
Really? You know what? We really appreciate that because we had no idea what to do coming into this.
I think that kind of helped. Well, Vic is just like we all know Vic is really good. And like, I'm not the best, and that's fine. I don't need to be.
You're great.
Whatever.
What are you talking
but anyways,
about?
Like, I think not knowing what we should be helped us kind of, like we weren't trying to like imitate a really good podcast.
Yeah.
And now when
Nicole,
I think
unknowingly you're really good on a podcast because you're not. Everyone's so polished and everything. Like, your natural tendencies and your authenticity is actually really welcoming on a podcast.
Yeah,
like, I enjoy it.
Yep.
Well, that's
very
good.
refreshing.
Thank you. But I was just like thinking maybe it's good not knowing what we're supposed to be. Because it has been good and everything, but thank you for listening to us. And
we do appreciate the support and all the love. And I know you are an avid listener. Nicole's told me this too, and so we do
because
appreciate
he'll tweet
you.
me my weird or normals and call me weird. That's how I know he listens. Like the bar of soap thing too, and then I brought it up on a podcast. So anyway,
oh God,
he got really mad about that.
I'm Dom's like worst nightmare of like weird or normal. Oh my God.
Oh man. All right. Well, thanks for having us, guys.
No, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon for sure.
For sure. Grab your bowling balls tonight.
Oh yeah, yes we will. Yes we will. All right. Good night, guys.
Right,
bye.
Bye, guys.
Such a great conversation.
Victor. Well, honestly, that was one of my favorite episodes. I think not like it was my favorite episode ever because that's like bold.
Yeah, it is bold.
It's bold, but it was because of how I felt in the conversation. Mm-hmm. It felt so fun and genuine and real, and it was not work. It was so, I don't know, relaxed.
Yeah, and it almost... Conversations like that, like when we had the conversation with Jeff and Jordan.
Yeah, Jeff and Jordan is that's a tight race right there. That could be...
And then
I think it's couples on couples because Caitlin
Bristol
Jason's
and Jason,
really good.
That's another really good one.
Mm-hmm. So I think what everyone's most like now is my favorite. Like if I, like...
Well, and then the conversation flow because I feel like I have a connection with the guy and like you have a connection with the girl. And then we have good banter all around. And it's like a really fun... conversation with so many ideas from everybody, right? And then somebody throws in an idea, it's like, oh yeah, let's run with that.
Yeah, like the couple on couple is our favorite.
Yeah, by far. And doing those in person is by far the best. Those are the most fun. We haven't been able to do that, to travel and do podcasts, but that is by far the most fun we have. Doing
we
that.
Laugh a lot. I noticed we laughed a lot in this one. Like,
so now we're going to transition to what we normally do at the end of our show. And I'm going to take my voice down just a little bit because this really shows how sincere the sincerity in my voice because how much we appreciate you guys and we love you guys. And thank you for supporting the podcast. And another way that you guys do that for us is through the reviews. And we read the reviews. We read the reviews in honor of you. So Nicole, take it away.
This one is called My Podcast Treat in the middle of the week is what I'm guessing it says, but it cuts off because it's too long. This is by MO0922. Is that my...
This is real life. Nicole left something on the stove, the bean soup, and she had to let it boil.
Okay, go ahead and read yours.
And so what you hear in the background there is the water overflowing. I'll be quiet for a second so you can hear. Yep. The water overflowed. And Nicole is taking the top off now. Let the water go back down. Turn the fire down. It'll sizzle for a minute, but... Nice. Good job, baby. And she's coming back to read the review.
Okay, I'm coming.
Yeah. We do film this in our house. We're not in a fancy studio in Los Angeles. We are in our home. It's snowing outside. It's about 22 degrees. And keep going, babe.
Okay, so this one is called My Podcast Treat in the middle of the week, is what I'm guessing, because it cuts off, because it's long. By MO0922, 5 stars. Thursdays took on a whole new meaning when I started looking forward to Coco Caliente. I have been a Big Brother fan since season 1, and Nicole and Victor are 2 of the best. I love their love story, and I'm grateful that they are keeping us along for the ride. They are such great people, and I love all the realness and great interviews too. So fun to listen to, and they break down the reality shows they have been on and all of the real life chats. I love you both, and thanks for the best Thursday drives to work. Oh, and I got a Coco Caliente shirt from my husband for Christmas. You guys are simply the best. And Nicole, you are the coolest human that I have ever seen in my entire life. Your voice is like...
You're just adding that.
Beautiful.
She did not say that. You're lying.
You'll never know.
I can just look for that review.
Let me finish the sentence what she wrote.
That was
Your
nice of
voice
her.
is like beautiful angels singing. So, thank you.
I bet that's what she said. This is from Amber. It's a great podcast is what it's called. 5 stars. Very simple and to the point. I love it. Nicole and Vic are perfect balance for podcasting. They bring on great guests, clearly do their research before interviews, and really make their guests comfortable to open up. Keep up the great work. Man, I am struggling today.
Me too. I gotta start I gotta read more books.
No, I feel like I got like spit in my throat and I'm trying to like enunciate it.
Yeah, I can like hear it. It sounds like you got like a loogie back there.
Yeah, okay, that's nasty. Thank you for that visual. So really, thank you guys. We do appreciate you. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. The easiest ways on Apple Podcasts or the little purple app on your phone. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. You can also go to www.cococalientepodcast.com. You can listen there. We also have merchandise there.
More long sleeve shirts are now out.
More long sleeve shirts are now out.
Yes, because they sold out in one day last time, so we got some more.
Awesome sauce. Good job, baby. Mm-hmm. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Coco Caliente Pod and on Instagram at Coco Caliente Podcast. Thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.